Hey, I was just taking a walk and thought I'd stop and tell you a story. In the Japanese Shinto religion, the two of the most prominent gods are Amaterasu, the sun, and Susano-O, the storm. They're brother and sister, you see, and they've never really gotten along. Amaterasu is nourishing and brings the light and the warmth, and the people love her because she's the one who nourishes the rice fields. She feeds them. But Susano-O is a bully, and he comes through and destroys all the work that she's done over and over again. But the most interesting thing about it is the fact that she still keeps coming. She always comes back. So no matter how much he bullies, no matter how much he sings his little song to her, the one that goes, "You're dumb, you're ugly, you're unworthy, and no one loves you," she still comes back. Well, one day, she and a friend decide to take a break. And so they sit down in her house and they begin to make a tapestry. All these colors and threads start blending together to make a beautiful picture. And they're sitting back and they're admiring their work and they're having a cup of tea together. And all of a sudden, the windows burst open and rain just starts soaking the walls. And Susano-O comes to the door. He starts throwing furniture. The teacups crash against the walls, staining everything brown and green. He even goes after the tapestry, tearing up all of their hard work, thread by thread, color by color, and it's gone. You can't even see what it used to be. And the whole time he's singing that song. You know that one that gets in your head, "You're dumb, you're ugly, you're unworthy, and no one loves you." Well, the two women fled. They thought, maybe he's not just words anymore. Maybe he'll actually hurt us. Now, I don't know where Amarasu's friend went, but she went to hide in the heavenly rock cave, Ama-no-Awato. And in the dark, she crouched down so no one could see or even know she was there. And even though Susano-O wasn't even in the cave, it felt like he was because his song had sunk into her heart. "You're dumb. You're ugly. You're unworthy. And no one loves you." That's all she could hear. Over and over and over again. So, do you know what happens when the sun goes away? Darkness falls. It gets cold. The rice fields won't grow. And that meant the people began to starve. They sang songs of worship. They made sacrifices, hoping their lady would hear them, but she couldn't, because all she could hear was Susano-O's song every time her heart beat. "800 gods came to the entrance of Ama-no-Awato. They brought 300 roosters. You know what a rooster's job is, right? It's to call the sun. Every morning, they greet the sun. "Cock-a-doodle-doo! Come on out, lady." She couldn't hear them. 300 of them. She couldn't hear them. Back in her dark cave, all she heard was Susano-O's song. "You're dumb, You're ugly. You're unworthy. And no one loves you. This is when Amaterasu's best friend Izume decided to take over. Now, Izume is the goddess of laughter. Now, it makes sense that laughter and sunshine would be best friends, right? Think about the times you've been with your friends and that warmth starts coming up in your chest and you get flushed and your face feels like it's going to break because you're laughing so hard. Yeah, that's pure sunshine. And so Izume decided that they were going to have a party right there in front of the Heavenly Rock Cave. So the next thing you know, it's all food, it's all the music, everybody's got their best clothes on, they're dancing, they're laughing, they're singing. And then Izume ups the ante. She climbs on top of a table and begins to dance. I'm not talking about like beautiful dancing. I'm talking more like drunken monkey. And then she begins to sing. And I'm not talking about operatic arias or anything. I'm talking about like a donkey trying to do karaoke. But with all karaoke, it's 90% performance and 10% skill. And so Izume got exactly what she was looking for. Everybody started laughing like crazy. And that laughter with the music began to float up to Amanoato. It crept into the dark of the cave. It crept up to Amaterasu and began to poke at her song in her heart. It's really, really hard to keep hold of Susano-O's song when you're surrounded by so many happy people. So, for the first time in a really long time, she began to get curious. She began to wonder. She kind of remembered her friends. She kind of remembered laughter. And so she thought, well, maybe it would be safe if I just went out to the front and just poked my head out, just to look around, just to see what was going on. I could always come back in. So that's what she did. She went to the front of the cave and she looked around a little bit. She couldn't see anything. She had to get braver. And so she took one foot and put it in the grass and then the other foot. And when she looked around, she stopped because there was the biggest mirror that Izume could find hanging in the tree right in front of the cave. And for the first time in a very long time, Amaterasu saw herself truly. And no matter what Susano-O had said her entire life, he was wrong. Because you see, she was clever. And she was beautiful. And she was worthy. And you know what? With all of that laughter floating up from the party down there, she was surrounded by people who loved her. So, she decided never to go in that cave ever again. And Susano-O could bully, and he could bluster, and he could blow over every field in the whole world. But you know what? That was not going to change who she was. She was Amaterasu. She was the sun. And she shone. This is dedicated to anyone who is a friend of Amaterasu. You are worthy. You are loved.